Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with a brand new speed build, this time doing something a little bit smaller than usual. So as some of you may know, this week I am currently undergoing some renovations in my own home, and we're doing lots and lots of painting and preparation for some new carpets that are going in tomorrow and Thursday. So basically I've not really had much chance this week to really sit down and build. However, I did create a Let's Play family probably about a week ago now, or maybe a bit over, and every kind of 5 minutes I get just to sit down and chill out, I'll kind of go onto The Sims and play a little bit of this family. So I actually downloaded my main sim off the gallery, and I changed up the aspirations a little bit, and I wanted to kind of play around with the gardening aspect. I think I mentioned in one of my videos recently that I didn't realise how much had actually changed with gardening since the release of Seasons. So I really wanted to kind of explore that aspect, and I got really stuck in the deep end with it. So I ended up moving my current family, once they'd amassed lots and lots of money, over to a large 64 by 64 lot, and I started to build a ridiculously huge garden. And I learned a lot of things about gardening this week, which I didn't realise existed, like things to do with the beekeeping boxes and how you can place them kind of strategically so that it sort of helps your plants to evolve faster and things like that. So it was kind of a real good learning curve for me, and this is why I always say it can be quite good, really, if you are a builder in The Sims, to actually take some time to play the game, because it makes you realise that there are certain things that can help Sims out depending on the way that you build. Now, in the past, when I've built a lot of big mansions, I've always included beekeeping boxes, but I've always placed a couple of them together, almost kind of like in a bit of a decorative style, and now I actually realise their main function. So I decided to build a gardener's home. So I had some downtime this evening in the midst of all of this renovations, and decided it would be a really good idea to do kind of like a starter home, but not a starter home in the sense that it's limited simoleons or packs or anything like that. I just wanted to do kind of like a small 2-bed, 1-bathroom build, but one that was specifically for a gardener. So I actually built this house over on the right hand side, and then over on the left hand side is where I put lots and lots of planters along with all the beekeeping boxes in the correct places. And I have to say, I actually really enjoyed this build because it is a lot different than what I normally do. It's kind of like a bit of a craftsman style house, and obviously it's a lot smaller than what I'm used to building, but I think it was quite nice to have an idea in my mind of what I wanted to do and to purposely build for that particular sort of, family or that particular career, because I've been that focused on gardening in The Sims. I felt so strongly when I was building this about exactly how I wanted it to look like. So I'm really pleased with the way that it turned out, and it was quite a sweet little build. And it just goes to show as well, when I actually finished doing this build, because I've done the whole build from start to finish tonight as well as the editing, when I had a look at how long it actually took me, it was something like 2 hours and 50 minutes from start to finish. So that's really fast for me. on a lot this size, that's pretty good going, but I think it's just because I knew in my mind exactly what I wanted to build. So yeah, I think it's quite a sweet house. So the other reason for me building this one as well is because in my current household, the initial sim that I started with went on to have 2 children, and the eldest child has literally just aged up into an adult. So I thought it'd be really nice to have just a nice starter home for her to move into, because she's been living at home and she's been helping out lots and lots in the garden, and basically my main sim was a florist, and she maxed that career, and her partner was an astronaut and he maxed his career, and we ended up quitting the jobs and basically working on this garden, and we ended up having the money trees as well. And before you know it, especially with money trees, your money just goes through the roof. So her eldest daughter helped out quite a lot with the garden as well. So I thought this would be a really nice home maybe for her to move into and continue that kind of gardening legacy. So initially, I actually started out with wanting to build quite a small house on, I think it was a 20 by 20 lot in Windenburg, but obviously the house ended up being a lot bigger, so I moved it over then to Granite Falls, and I carried on sort of building in Granite Falls, and then I kind of thought, well, I want this to actually be in one of the residential worlds, so I ended up moving it again back to Windenburg. So yeah, this house moved around quite a lot tonight, but I was quite happy with where it ended up, and it does look really pretty in Granite Falls as well. I'm sure it would make a really nice sort of holiday home for a couple. But the good thing with this house is because it is on such a huge lot as well, there's kind of potential room to grow and expand the house, because the house itself is only built on one floor, and I actually did that on purpose as well, because for myself in gameplay I prefer to play on just sort of like one level homes. So that's what I wanted to do with this particular home. However, obviously if you do go on to have a family or anything like that, there is room to sort of expand and renovate and make it much bigger. So yeah, but I hope you're all having a fantastic week. It's been an amazing week so far in The Sims, and there's lots and lots of exciting news floating around. If you're not aware already, The Sims have announced a new expansion pack called Get Famous, and I'm really excited about that. They released the trailer today, so I had a look over on the trailer, and yeah, I'm really excited. I mean, my personal perspective on it is that I was really happy once we had seasons and pets, and I always said that anything after that would just be a bonus. So knowing that we're getting new terrain tools as well is just very exciting. So this is actually the first expansion released, or the first sort of pack release since I've been a game changer as well. So it's an exciting time, and I'm really looking forward to sort of the next few weeks. Kate, our global community manager, she has kind of released some dates for live streams for The Sims over on Twitch, and I'm really looking forward to viewing them and getting to explore the new expansion a little bit more. I have to say, I've not really thought much about kind of the Get Famous element of it, but I'm really excited to see what comes with it, and I always am with any sort of release of a pack. Anything that's new and shiny is always exciting. So over the next few weeks, I'm going to be keeping you up to date with everything that I can keep you up to date with. I'm going to be watching the live streams and having a little look through at some of the kind of new content and things like that. So I will be keeping you guys posted as well. So expansion pack aside, we also had the announcement of brand new game changes into the programme, which is really exciting because I'm not a newbie anymore. But it's always nice to have new faces on board, so I'm looking forward to kind of meeting everybody. Kate actually does, our global community manager, does all the applications, and she also does all the announcements for new openings for game changers. So if you are ever interested in applying to be a game changer, you can do so through Kate, and I'd recommend maybe following her over on Twitter just to keep an eye out for kind of new openings. And I did also want to mention that if you have applied to be a game changer but you didn't get in this time round, to not give up, make sure you try again at the next opening. It's quite difficult in the sense that I think there was over 350 applications and only 42 got in, but it's more of a case that there's only limited amount of spaces as well. So don't see it as your content's not good enough or anything like that, just reapply. So just moving back to the build, I'm working on the interior at the moment, and this is kind of like the main living area or main reception room. So in this build, there's 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, kind of a huge reception room, and a small kitchen. So it's not actually a bad sized house. There's plenty of room in it. I did actually add a second bedroom in because we had a master bedroom and then there was kind of a smaller guest style room. So I could have made that into a children's room, but I thought because in my mind I was making it for my sim, which she's single at the moment, I would just make it into a guest room. And then obviously if she did want to go on and start a family, there was still room to do that. So yeah, there's 2 bedrooms in this particular build. But I went for a lot of really warm sort of tones, lots of dark wooden tones, and I used lots of plants and things like that because obviously it's the gardener's home. But I actually really enjoyed making this house, and it's not like me to really enjoy building something that's smaller, but I think because I had, like I say, a target and an aim, it made it a bit more enjoyable. Plus it's still on a 40 by 30 lot, but I must admit, to say that I wasn't actually sticking to a budget or was using any restrictions or anything like that, 98,000 simoleons isn't so bad. Plus, I also added in plenty of activities and skill building items, from obviously the planters to the beekeeping boxes, as well as some florist tables, and I think there was an easel as well, so there's plenty of stuff for your Sims to do in this house. But I also used this particular swatch of this bed as well, which I'm really glad that I did because it went really well with the whole theme with having sunflowers on the bed. I think this bed only comes in 3 particular swatches, and one of the others is a kind of bluish pattern that I've used a couple of times in my builds in the past, and that's one of my absolute favourites. So yeah, but this is the bathroom, and obviously it's just very straightforward. I managed to put in a bath stroke shower, and it's just all very functional. But it's currently 20 to 1 on a school night, and I'm starting to feel a little bit delirious. So I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give me a big thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, it would be amazing to have you on board. Obviously I've got a lot going on this week, but hopefully I should be back over the weekend at some point, and I do have another collaboration coming up as well, which I'm really looking forward to, and hopefully we can get stuck into some spooky builds too. I'm looking forward to that. But have a great week, guys, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.